The world leaders meet in Bali for the G20 summit. The Canadian Prime Minister and the Chinese President talked briefly on the sidelines. And this comes after 3 years of communication freeze between the two leaders. The conversation between Trudeau and Xi Jinping lasted only 10 minutes, and that too in a crowded room. The relationship between Canada and China has seen a lot of twists and turns in the recent years, and it was evident from Trudeau and Xi Jinping's talks. In the brief encounter, the Canadian Premier raised serious concern over Chinese interference in its domestic matters. The interference is likely a reference to Canada's suspicion that China meddled in its 2019 election, and this comes a day after a battery researcher at Canada's largest energy producer was arrested for espionage. He was accused of stealing trade secrets to benefit the Chinese government. In a rare behind-the-scenes moment of diplomacy, Xi Jinping criticized Trudeau for sharing details about the conversation. And at the closing session of the G20 summit, the Chinese president said that everything he discussed with Trudeau on Tuesday was leaked to the paper. He said that it was not appropriate. Trudeau interrupted Xi Jinping's translator and said that Canada believes in free and frank dialogue, and that is what it will continue to do. After Trudeau's response, the two leaders shook hands and went separate ways.
Constructively together, but there will be things we will disagree on, and we will have to.
Let's create the conditions first.
Tensions between the two countries have remained high ever since 2018, when Canada arrested the Huawei Technologies executive Meng Wanzhou. The decision was taken at the request of China's biggest rival, US, on grounds of security concerns. Beijing was also bound to retaliate and arrested 2 Canadians on spying charges. Even though the standoff ended when all 3 arrested were released last year, the relationship has remained tense. A few days ago, the Canadian Federal Police announced that they were investigating a secret network of illegal Chinese police stations in Toronto. Ottawa also banned 5G telecoms infrastructure from Huawei earlier in May, citing national security concerns. And amid mounting pressure to take a more confrontational stance towards China, Canada's Foreign Minister Melanie Joly hinted at a new Indo-Pacific strategy. The strategy could be released later this month and is likely to challenge China on human rights while seeking cooperation on climate change and other goals. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.